Definitely felt like we had a good game plan coming in here. Knew we had a terrific team that we're going to be playing against. Kind of a well-oiled machine in how they play their game. Having a short time to prepare for them, we felt like we put a really good game plan in. And, man, we had it where we wanted until like the last 3.5 minutes of the first half. Then they pushed away. That's what great teams do. They push away right at the end of periods in the NBA and at the end of halves in college. And came out the second half, they jumped on us, and then we went to a press and got back into the game with 3 freshmen and 2 seniors, and I couldn't have been more proud of my guys to get back into the game, down 2 with the ball, and I think we just got exhausted from trying to work so hard to get back into the game and just lost it at the end.
I think when you just look back on just this first year, what's that one thing that you're going to think about and you're going to kind of?
I just think about all of it, the whole entire process from last March 20th all the way up until now. In my first year, man, I think it was a good success. The kids gave us all they had. We felt like we made them better all around, and don't have any regrets about anything. Everything that we went through, we were supposed to go through, and we got to the postseason and won a game, and then just ran into a really good team here.
When starting the second half, what happened in the game for them to create the separation that forced you into, uber-aggressive mode?
Yeah, they made their shots. They made the shots. We were trying to take those away from them, but they're so crafty and clever on how they do things to try to make you overhelp or ball watch, and then they find that right guy, and they made a couple shots. That's basically what it was. They got a couple stops, and they made some shots to push it out. And then when we changed the tempo, went into our favor really quickly.
Penny, this is the end of the season, but does it feel like, sort of the beginning of something that could be much bigger?
Yeah. I just feel like, that this season was a success, and I wish it could have been better. But, we're headed in the right direction now. I think, for me getting my feet wet, for me seeing all these great teams that we played this year, me watching the college game and understanding what's going on, my mindset is locked in on what I have to do. It was a good first season, but we're definitely headed in the right direction.
How early do you start working on next season?
Right now. I mean, we're still in a recruiting phase right now because we're trying to get guys all the way up until next month. The work doesn't stop.
Winning away from FedEx Forum was a problem all year. Was there a reason for that? Is it focus, maturity? And
I think it was both. I think it was focus and maturity early. I don't think they were all in early. I think it took a while for them to really buy into team schemes instead of individual schemes. It seemed like everybody was trying to do it individually. And right after the South Florida game, we just kind of put our foot down and drew a line in the sand and said, this is the way it's going to be. And we started working them more this way.
Jeremiah, after the game ended, just went over, sat on the bench, put his head in the towel. He didn't want to talk now. Is it you obviously that poured everything into this season, into this program? Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, he had a wonderful 4 years. First time getting to a postseason. Was a winnable game. I think that once we got back into the game, got his juices flowing, we still made so many mental mistakes, and that's been our problem all year, especially on the road. We make those mental mistakes. And a guy like Jeremiah understands he makes mistakes, but when you get to a point to where you got the game in your hand and you make those mistakes, it's a little harder to accept. All the things that we were on him about seems to be, it seems to come out at the wrong time. When you're in practice preparing for things, when you got guys walking in the gym an hour early before practice, now they'll start understanding why it's important for them to put their work in along with doing what the team needs to do. If they don't believe that by now, then they'll never believe it.
With the 5 seniors gone, are the Alo and Tyler and Antoine and those guys ready to take the mantle here?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I can't really even answer that. I'm not sure. They'll have to say that, from being behind the seniors and the 5 seniors starting. They've been coached well. They've been taught a lot. Are they ready for the leadership role? I don't know.
But you have seen progress from
absolutely. We've seen progress from all of the guys. Seeing progress and being leaders are 2 totally different things. There's a lot that comes along with being a leader. There's a large responsibility, and these guys have it in them. Are they willing to do it? I hope they're willing to do it because they understand what we have to do. That team over there is a good model of how they get stuff done, And we've had a lot of those models all year.
Alex talked about feeling more comfortable here at the end of the year. How did you sort of instill that in him to make the progress that he made?
Well, I mean, we just tried to teach him like I've been teaching him since he was in 6th grade. Sometimes when you're getting taught, it doesn't seem as important until you feel like it's important. I've been teaching Alex this since he was in 6th grade. With him coming in his freshman year, I'm sure he had, things that he wanted to do as a freshman individually and as a team. And, it's still basically that he had a head start on everybody else, because the same thing I taught him in middle school and high school is the same thing I teach now.
I guess people instantly think next year you're going to be this much better, but it's not automatic.
No, it isn't automatic. Everybody has to buy into the culture. And you have to have the leaders, the rest of the team saying, hey, this is how we do it, and we're not taking anything less. We're not accepting anything less. That's where it has to graduate to.
Hey, look, how do you take that challenge? I mean, Jeremiah and all these seniors leaving, and you having been with Penny all those years, how do you take that challenge to become a leader?
I just got to grow up faster and stay around the coaches and work on my game a lot in the summertime. And I got to mature. I got to start doing certain things that I did this year, because we're going to be a young team next year. So I got to get the rest of the guys on board so we can be focused. All of us mature together.
You think you're up for it? I mean, you think you can?
Yeah, I feel like I can do it. I just got to actually lock in and stay consistent with it. I feel like I can do it, but we just have to see this summer.
Penny, are you proud of the rejuvenation of the program, the excitement in the city at least? I mean, are you proud of what you've done in year one?
Yeah, for sure. I'm proud of these guys because, it's not easy playing for somebody that's pushing every possession, because it's uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And it makes you uncomfortable. I mean, he should be used to it, but the rest of the guys really weren't. And for them to just, to buy in and then turn it around and then finish the season strong and get into post play, even though it wasn't the NCAA, NIT is beautiful for us because we still had a chance to extend our season. Very proud and just very thankful to the fans for supporting us, man. Without them, I mean, we lost 3 tough games at home to Tennessee, to Cincinnati, and to Houston, top 25 teams. And but they carried us through all those other games and made us have a really, really good season.
You guys had early success on the offensive glass. Did their transition game maybe take that away from you a little bit, or did they just execute blockouts better?
When I looked at that a lot, it wasn't a lot of our guys going to the glass a lot. I think it got executed better when we had Kevin Davenport in there. Rainier Thornton was in there with him, and then Mike Parks. Those guys crashed. When we went small, none of the small guys are going to crash the offensive glass, so it just kind of helped them when we went smaller.
And there's several reasons to be optimistic next year, but is there anything that sticks out to you as maybe the most reason to be optimistic?
Well, these guys got a chance to see it this year, and I got a chance to see it. Most importantly, I got a chance to see it for a year. So believe me, things will be way different next year. It doesn't promise you that you're going to have this fantastic season, but I promise you we're heading in the right direction. We're going to be way different next year. Attitude-wise, the way we play, the toughness, every single thing about us, the way we execute, it's going to be way different.